Super Falcons. Champions of Africa. A team built on passion, resilience, and greatness. And at the heart of that story in 2024 stood one name, EstherOkoronkwo. From injury heartbreak to Continental heroine, she carried Nigeria on her shoulders, delivered when it mattered most, and wrote her name into history. Today, we make the case for why EstherOkoronkwo deserves to be crowned African Women's Footballer of the Year, the African best. This isn't just about goals. This isn't just about assists. This is about leadership, resilience, and pure footballing magic. So sit back, smash that like button, subscribe if you love African football, and let's dive into EstherOkoronkwo's incredible journey to greatness. Every great footballer has a story. For EstherOkoronkwo, it begins in Enugu State, Nigeria. Like so many Nigerian kids, she grew up chasing the ball on dusty pitches, playing with raw passion and dreaming of the green and white Super Falcons jersey. But the journey was never straightforward. She had to fight for recognition. She left Nigeria and moved abroad, seeking opportunities that weren't always available at home. Her talent eventually shone at Lamar University in the United States, where she became a standout striker. Her pace, technique, and goal-scoring instincts made her a feared name in college soccer. From there, her professional career took her to France, Spain, China, and now Canada. But more than her club career, it was her dream of wearing the Super Falcons jersey that defined her path. And when that moment came, Esther didn't just play, she delivered. Before we talk about her heroics, let's talk about her pain. In 2022, EstherOkoronkwo was primed for a starring role at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. But fate had other plans. A devastating ACL injury forced her to miss the tournament. For any footballer, that injury can be career-ending. It's physically painful, but even more mentally crushing. Imagine watching your team fight without you, sitting on the sidelines, not knowing if you'll ever return to your best level. But EstherOkoronkwo is not the type to give up. She rebuilt herself. Physically, mentally, spiritually. 2 years later, she returned not just to play but to dominate. Fast forward to July 2024. Morocco. The Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Nigeria were chasing history, their 10th continental title. But it wasn't going to be easy. Teams like South Africa, Zambia, and the hosts Morocco were hungrier than ever. Through the group stages and the knockout rounds, EstherOkoronkwo was one of Nigeria's brightest lights. She scored goals. She created assists. She was relentless. But the defining moment came in the final against Morocco. Nigeria were 2-0 down. The Falcons looked dead and buried. The pressure was unbearable. Then, up stepped EstherOkoronkwo. First, she calmly slotted home a penalty, igniting the comeback. Minutes later, she floated in a pinpoint cross that was converted for the equalizer. And when Nigeria needed a hero one last time, she delivered again, whipping in a dangerous free kick that led to the winning goal. EstherOkoronkwo didn't just play in the final, she took control of it. She was involved in all 3 goals as Nigeria came from behind to beat Morocco 3-2. From despair to ecstasy, Nigeria were champions once again. And Esther was named Woman of the Match. This was her redemption. This was her statement. When Nigeria needed her most, she stood tallest. Now let's talk numbers, because awards aren't given just for stories, they're given for performance. Across the WAFCON tournament, EstherOkoronkwo scored 2 goals. She provided 6 assists. That means she was directly involved in 8 goals across 6 matches. That's an elite return. She was Nigeria's most influential attacking player, not just scoring but creating, linking play, and making defenses panic. She ended the tournament in the cafe team of the tournament, and she was voted the Super Falcons fans player of the tournament. Stats don't lie. EstherOkoronkwo was at the very heart of Nigeria's success. Okoronkwo's brilliance isn't limited to the national team. She has built a career across different continents: France, Spain, China, and now Canada with AFC Toronto. At her new club, she wasted no time making history. In her debut matches, she scored both goals in a 2-1 win over Calgary Wild FC, giving AFC Toronto their first ever victory. That kind of instant impact shows she's not just a tournament player, she's consistent wherever she goes. And beyond the goals, her presence has boosted visibility for African women's footballers abroad. She's proved that Nigerian players can excel on any stage. Football is more than stats. It's about leadership, resilience, and influence. EstherOkoronkwo embodies all of these. She returned from a career-threatening ACL injury stronger than ever. She didn't just play, she became the star of the tournament. She showed leadership by stepping up in the final when the team needed courage. She showed character by keeping her head under pressure, converting penalties, creating chances, never hiding from the moment. And she showed influence beyond the pitch. After WAFCON 2024, her Instagram following exploded past 100,000, making her one of the fastest rising African female football stars. She's becoming a role model for young Nigerian girls, proving that with hard work and resilience, anything is possible. Now, to make the case for EstherOkoronkwo, we must compare her to other big names in contention. Asisat, a legend. She has 5 African Best titles. But in 2024, her club season was mixed, and while she scored goals, she didn't have the same decisive influence in WAFCON as Okoronkwo. Thembi Gatlana, South Africa, a brilliant player, but her team didn't make the final. Individual brilliance matters, but collective achievement gives Okoronkwo the edge. Zambia's Barbara Banda, a goal machine. But Zambia didn't have the same success as Nigeria in 2024. When you balance individual performance, team achievement, and clutch moments, EstherOkoronkwo comes out on top. She delivered on the biggest stage, when it mattered most. So let's put it all together. Why does EstherOkoronkwo deserve to win the African Women's Player of the Year? She was Nigeria's most decisive player at WAFCON 2024. She stepped up in the final, delivering goals and assists to win the title. She proved resilience, coming back stronger after injury heartbreak. She contributed both at national and club level. She has become a rising icon for African football globally. This award should recognize more than just legacy, it should reward current performance, leadership, and influence. And in 2024, no African female footballer did more than EstherOkoronkwo. She deserves the crown. Football is about moments. And in 2024, the moment belonged to EstherOkoronkwo. From tears of injury to tears of triumph. From a forgotten player to the face of Nigeria's 10th WAFCON title. From doubt to destiny. This is why she should be African Women's Player of the Year. Not just because she played football, but because she defined it. Ladies and gentlemen, say it with me, EstherOkoronkwo, the African best. If you believe she deserves it, drop a comment below, smash the like button, and share this video with every Super Falcons fan you know. This is her time. This is her crown. This is EstherOkoronkwo.